Hello, welcome to Life in the Fasted Lane. I am really excited that you're with me today. I wanted to jump on here and really chat your ear off for a minute, if you don't mind, and really just talk to you about my journey and what's been going on and why I haven't been throwing a lot of podcasts out. It's not that I'm trying to get out of them. I actually love this time and opportunity, and I have just really been working on myself spiritually. And I wanted to be truthful with you guys about it. I know that I committed to try to do a podcast once a month. Um, but I fast social media a lot, and I actually stay away from social media for a certain amount of time because of the fast that I am doing. So I just want you to know that I will be on here and you'll just see things pop up for me randomly for right now. But that is just because I am really focused on building all of my platforms and getting all of my coaching programs aligned. My last book finished up and edited all the way so I can get it out there. I've already re edited both of my two previous books and I've repriced them because I really want to get this beautiful information out there and share my journey with the world and how radical change can happen for anybody if you're willing to just seek it and put your best foot forward and trust in yourself and learn that it is going to take you a moment to get where you want to get and where you really want to go. And a lot of it's going to start with you changing your words and changing how you show up in this world. And the ways that I've learned to really show up for myself was first by teaching myself to change the way I ate, to change my consumption, to change my consumption and everything into what I consumed through my vision screen, what I received through my ears, and then, of course, what I received through any type of vocal exchange whatsoever. And the reason why I did that is because I knew that going on this journey, I was going to be documenting and I was going to be showing how my growth and change was happening because this is a true time and a true story that's happening as we speak because I am forever evolving and I am forever growing into that next level. It doesn't ever stop because I don't want anybody to ever think that it will stop. You have to continually grow and you have to continually put your best foot forward to be able to get where you want to go. And it does take time. Things do manifest overnight, but a majority of the time it is going to take time to manifest. Why? Because you're going to have to change your faith and your beliefs in whatever you are manifesting, whatever you are trying to accomplish and achieve in this life. You have to give it time, you have to give it a moment, and you have to let it shine through you as you go through those healing processes and you go through those growing cycles, which are absolutely radical and beautiful. And the way that I have done mine, the way that I have worked with all of my cycles, and I have just grown tremendously, is I have worked on me through fasting. And I fell in love with fasting probably about 8 years ago, but I fell madly in love with it about 5 years ago. And I did this amazing fast, and it really just changed my life. And then 3 years ago, when I had met my partner, I was going into a 31-day fast. I was fasting for the whole month of January, and we had met in, I believe, November. And I had explained this is what I was doing. Um, and it kind of worked out great because through that fast, I gave up everything. I gave up social media, I gave up drinking, I gave up anything and everything. I gave up sex, I gave up everything. And I really fasted for a reset and for a reset within me. And I wanted to become aligned with the higher version of myself because I loved who I was, but I was not happy really with where I was at. I loved how I shined. I love that I always have had a really giving heart. I've had trials and tribulations just like any other person in this world. Um, and I played a really sad story for many, many moons. But over the years, I have just changed and I had grown tremendously. And I was raised in church and I was raised with this beautiful um, spiritual background, but it was really driven by fear. And I know a lot of you probably understand exactly what I'm saying. So I had to go through this journey of really peeling back the layers of the onion and aligning myself with the highest version of me and who I truly was, not with what the Bible said, or not with what this preacher or pastor said, or not with what this scholar said over here, but with what was aligned with me and the I am within me. And I went on this radical healing journey and it was life changing. And it really put me in a place of just falling madly in love with myself and really falling in love with who I am and what I was meant to do here. And I had to go through a lot of bondage breakage. I had to go through a lot of fear breakage. I had to go through a lot of remending and rebuilding. I had to do a lot of inner child work. I had to do a lot of forgiving um, God work where I had to forgive God because I had this idea that was pressed in me from generations and generations of oppression and fear and pain and hurt. And then I had to forgive, the generational traits of people with religious bondage and all of these things. And I had to open myself up. And I had to open myself up to the universe and to the inner knowing of who I truly was. And, I've prayed in tongues since I was a little girl, and I've always believed in miracles, and I've always believed in total healing. And I've always known that it was for me. And I've always known that it was for everybody around me. And I've always known that it's shared and it's meant to be shared. And so, as I've gone through these last years of healing, I have fasted with different traditions and cultures. I have learned about the gods and goddesses. I have learned about um, different type of mythical creatures and mysticism, and I have studied nonstop. I have been fascinated with learning about Taoism and Reiki, and I've been fascinated with learning about tapping, and I've been fascinated with learning about energy movement. And then I was already fascinated because I prayed in tongues and I believed in the Holy Spirit, and I believed if you plead or pray the blood of Christ Jesus over anything or anybody, they can be healed if they have that faith. And I have all of this faith within me. And so I can just see Jesus and God and everything. And I can just see humanity and I can see love and I can see compassion and I can see strength and I can see healing and I can see radical shifting. And I can see just this world that is so beautifully divine and so well connected and so healed. And that's why I'm here. And that's my driven purpose. And I'm a prayer warrior. I pray. I pray nonstop. I love prayer. And when I pray for me, I pray for everybody because I know that it leads to a ripple effect of healing. I know that it leads to a ripple effect of change. And I know that it's that seed that's being ignited in that fire that is going to just flame beautifully. And it's the seed. It's the seed. It's the spark. Or it's a seed of life and change where the growth is so radical, but you have to let those roots ground in that dirt. You need those roots, you need those that seed to ferment and just get all yummy and just light up with energy to grow out those roots. And that alone for a seed will take months. It could take months depending on what it is. So look at us as humans. Look at us as the humankind. It's going to take us time to heal, but we have access to everything. We have access to the change within us. And there's so many amazing free resources out there. Tap into them. Tap into YouTube. Tap into YouTube. YouTube is free. Who cares about the commercials? We're already so impatient. Let the commercial be there and just pray, or just give yourself a moment to think about what you were just learning. We're always in this rush to be here and go and go and go and go and go. But take those little moments as time and opportunity to ground yourself, to get yourself centered. Use that opportunity to be grateful for the moment that you're even thinking about it. You're thinking about that radical change. You're thinking about that shift within you. And just be so grateful for that. Like right now, I just looked up at the camera and it was 11:11. And I am so grateful for that because I love angel numbers and I love numbers as sequence. And I love numbers because numbers are representation of us, because that's what we are, is we're energy. And energy is numbers. And it's just really amazing and life changing and beautiful and so shifting when you can press into that. And so over these last few months, I have done these amazing fasts and I've loved them so much. And so for January, I did the fast of Daniel, and I did a traditional Lent fast. It's very much so happens through Christianity, um, through the Jewish community. There's all different types of fasting as well, um, but they hold their tradition a little bit different. There's a kitty cat. I can hear it. I love that. Sorry. And so during that, I started on Jewish, but I was doing the fast of Daniel, and I did a soup fast during that time, which I call it a grounding fast, and it's where you only consume vegetables that come from the earth, and you only use liquid that comes from the earth, and you consume that for 7 days, which I did, and it was amazing. I did a beautiful vegetable soup that it was just delicious. I have pictures. I believe I probably will make a TikTok about it because I love talking about my fasting experiences. And during that fast, what I was aiming for was alignment with my higher self, releasal of anything from my childhood that was really kind of holding me back and keeping me stuck in a place of being stagnant or being fearful. That was really what I was able to work on during the month of January. The month of February, I actually fasted for the Chinese New Year, and I learned about their culture and their tradition. And I did a fast for the whole month, and I did a love fast. And during that fast, I give up social media, and I spent that time with my family on my days off. It was solely for me. I did whatever I wanted to do. If I wanted to work out, if I wanted to go tan, if I wanted to meditate, if I wanted to pray, if I wanted to have a mimosa, whatever I wanted to do, I did. And I absolutely loved it. It was my absolute favorite month in Die Hard. I've done it 2 years in a row, and I will never give it up because that is one of my most favorite fasts ever. And you just get so really well connected with the universe and with Mother Nature and really grounding yourself. And that's really what I did with that fast because I really love the tradition of spirituality through the Chinese New Year. And so I just wanted to bring that in. And during that time, I just prayed for a release of freedom from spiritual bondage and fears for everybody, for all mankind, no matter what their belief is, because I believe that we all should have the opportunity to really just embrace and love our own true beliefs from within. And I love that so much. And then for the month of March, I did Ramadan. And during that fast, I really had to switch my eating habits. I normally don't eat after 7. So it was a little bit different for me. My gut did not know what to do for the first few days, but aligned really quickly after that because I do eat really well. And so my body was like, okay, I got you, girl. And during that fast, I really just asked for spiritual repression to be lifted and the fear of spirituality and being who we truly are and connected to our spiritual selves through all faiths. That was really what rose up through me during this fast. And so that's really what I prayed for and I released within myself. But I also released for everybody else because I do believe that prayers are powerful and they are for all. And I do believe that timing is a factor in prayer, and I truly believe in that, and I respect it and I honor it so much. And so for the rest of the month, I have just done normal. Don't eat after 7 unless something changes. I don't use my any cell phone at all for the first hour I'm awake. I actually don't sleep with my cell phone in my room, and I don't have a TV in my room as well. I feel that our bedrooms are a very private, sacred place, and that the outside world and noise and chaos should never be involved in your bedroom. Your bedroom is a place for you to come and to unwind, to really press into your highest self, to be able to release yourself in every single way, shape, and form, to have a safe place where there's not noise or chaos or seeds of chaos being, you know, put into you because of whatever's going on in the outside world. It's a time for you to actually get grounded and aligned with your higher self and the I am within you. And so these are non negotiables for me. This is actually the way that I live my life daily. And I really love it. Sometimes we'll watch the British baking show before we go to bed. We do have a tablet. If there is a time that I need a little bit of noise or she needs a little bit of noise, I do have complex PTSD and I do have ADHD. Um, but I really have learned to work with those with the healing modalities. I've been able to learn to work with any type of pressures or anything that's kind of coming against me mentally because I have studied all healing modalities and I have such strong faith in them. And I believe in even using oils and what oils can do for you and just natural remedies. Anything that's witchy is wonderful to me because witches were here to help us heal ourselves from the earth with the earth and to really dive into our inner wisdom. And that's what they were wise women. And so just anything that involves really just getting in tune with your inner self is what I'm about for the rest of this month and what I will be working on within me personally. um, I will be jumping on here and making more videos and going live because I really want to be able to connect with you guys. Please follow, please share, please let everybody else know there's somebody else out there who is just like you and who loves love and who just wants the best for all and who is a published author and who has this fun podcast and who embraces life to the fullest and still has a disability and struggles with dyslexia and has dyspraxia and still shows up and shines every single day and loves it and embraces life to the fullest and knows that no matter what, success is mine and success is everything that involves me, and it is a wonderful thing and I trust that. And I am so blessed and I mean, I've been making over six figures with my partner now for 3 years. And I mean, it is just, we are blessed. We are so honored to be where we're at today. And we know that the sky is just going to keep going, and the sky is the limit. And the way that we embrace this and the way that we change this is by sticking to something that works for you. Find something to help you align with your higher self. Find something that makes you want to drive yourself to that next page, to that next level. If you want to do a fast with me, let me know. I have the art of I have the art of fasting, a self guide to radical love and healing, and it is amazing. And it talks about fasting, and it helps you with the stepping stones of fasting. I have Fearless and Flawless. It's my personal story, but in the front of that book, there are so many resources for fasting that it is remarkable. And so please enjoy. And then Nourish and Thrive will be out soon, which I'm so excited for. And I'm also opening my own Shopify store because everybody asks me about my skincare routines, what kind of cacao I drink, what type of rose oil I use, what type of yoni oils I use. I'm very holistic, very spiritual, what type of incense I burn. And so I'm making a store that has all of these wonderful things. My books will be there as well, plus all of my coaching programs, because I want to make it so much easier for each and every person because I love what I'm doing. I will post my webpage down for you. Just follow it, like it. I send out monthly emails, sometimes every other month, but I do send out an email that kind of talks about where I'm at. I'm active on TikTok. I'm always sending out daily affirmations because I love change, and I believe that we are the change that we are seeking. And I believe that we are the most wonderful things ever. And so please just join the club and share the love. And I will chat with you all soon. This is Lynette signing off. Have the most wonderful night and know that you are loved so much, and that every single day I am sending out beautiful prayers for you.